Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today we're going to discuss about our week 3 on the series programming with C++. So today we're going to talk about the pointers, arrays, and structures. Let's start with what a pointer is. Someone might ask, what's a pointer? Right. So a pointer is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. So it is it is a variable that stores the memory address of another variable. So it stores the memory address of another variable. So let's say how to create a pointer in my ask. So creating a pointer is first you're going to first the to create a pointer so first give it the data type, so name data type, so the data type then hash not hash star like star, then give it a point, so name the name, so hash then the name, then terminate it. So an example is going to be, let's say, int hash then the name. That's just declaring or creating the pointer. So assigning a value or an address, assigning an address to a pointer address to pointer, assigning an address to a pointer, right? So that is also basically the same way. But okay, so that one first I'm going to first initialize a tables in a variable. Okay, so this thing out. I'm going to first initialize the variable, so int then do maybe it's equal to 66. So when you're done, then now you're going down int, so int the word hash star, so star yeah going to equal to then the array. This assigning the address to a pointer. This is how to assign an address to a pointer. Let's go to dereferencing 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 a pointer. Let's want to go step by step, not to miss anything. Dereferencing a pointer. So dereferencing a pointer is basically what's the means to access the value stored in the memory address of a pointer. That the reference to a pointer is just accessing the value stored in the memory address a pointer is pointing to. If you understand this, is accessing the value that is stored in the memory address. A pointer is what's pointing to. So it's not accessing the value stored in the memory address that a pointer is pointing to. That's basically the reference in the pointer. Try to write it here. So I'm going to write it anyways. I write that. So just to access the value and that value store in the memory address a pointer that is you're referencing a pointer. So to continue with modifying a pointer address, that is so basically the same as moving this. That is it. So let's start by writing the code. So as include I change then so let's go int a, maybe it's equal to 10 70, then int b equal to 65 68. Then let's go. So we want to access this one. We want to point to this. We want to be int hash then atr which is equal to, so let's see about access. We want to access if, it's going to be the if they want to, this is if I want to let print out is, we're going to be out. Sorry, it's a mistake. See, printed it is what 70, so he printed what it was the print 70. Well, that's just basically that's basically pointers like. So let's go to the data. How to, let's say I want to know the data size, right, of a pointer. I'm going to the data size of a pointer. How am I going to do it, right? So that one I'm going to do the same thing to, let me even comment this thing. Let me not comment it. Let me just continue with it. This is C. This is also the data size of, let's say B. I want to know the data size of B. So it's going to be C out size of, yeah, okay. C4. In the previous video, I told you how many data size has does an int data type have 4. That's why I printed out of 4. So by a pointer, so let's also the data size of a pointer. So let's say character text, so ptr, sorry, then cout, oh, size of the ptr, right, pointer. And now, sorry, there's an issue with my code. My passport. Okay. So that is now. See a point character has one, so that's just it. So let's go to the types of pointers, the type of pointers we have. We have a lot of types, we have like four types of pointers, right? We have the wow, the wide pointer, the now pointer, the void pointer. So let's start with the types. Types, types of pointers. Over there. The wild pointer, yes, is it's not like a normal pointer. It contains random memory address that may not be valid. So that one contains random memory address which may or may not be valid. It may or may not be valid. That's the wide pointer. I have the now pointer. Now pointer. That one is it has no valid was the memory location, but now was the memory location is just now it has no valid memory location. An example is, let's see, let me write, so has no valid memory. An example is mm, this is an example for now. And what we type it is a now pointer. So the third one is void pointer. A void pointer, it points to a value with no specific data type, with no type. That's the void pointer. It points to this one with no particular type. So that's just it. Then so let's continue with the dereferencing. Dereference is not a type of pointer. Yeah, it's not a type of pointer, but that's so what's dereferencing? I said referencing. Sorry. Reference. So referencing is another name for an already existing variable. It works as an alien. It's just as an alien. Excuse my language. Sorry for saying the alien. Sorry. Um, that one it provides an alternative name for was the sorry for saying alien. It works as an alien for an already existing variable. It's just there to provide it with a name for a name for it, and allows you to work with the original data type. So it's just like calling out the same variable again. So what's the difference between pointers and what's the references? So you should know too. Pointers what's the this allow what's the name allow large amount of data at a low cost, right? They allow large amount of data to pass at a low cost, unlike the references. That's the difference. References. So let's continue creating. Let's create a reference, right? Creating a reference, man. Example. Let's see. int x. Let me initialize the variable first. Equal to one. One. References is just int that, then no ref is equal to what? The x. You see there's a difference between the two. This is what's it, referencing. The pointers, that one, this is what I want to do. If I want to this, if the same thing, so let's say the pointers is what, let's say int, the example was this one, the int a is equal to 70, so I want to point it out. It's going to be, I add towards int a, int, then was it then pointer, then end a. By this one, I'm supposed to put in end. This is going to be int end. Reference is equal to, the identifier and the name. That's the difference. So one of them has the application of references. References are just used to pass arguments. Arguments are passed by references, right? Yeah. Arguments are just passed by references. Some so okay, well. Let's continue. Arrays. I will talk about arrays. Let's set that line this thing. Arrays. What some of the answers are arrays? Arrays just contain multiple what's the name? Values that, like, they store multiple values in one memory. So an example of an array. Yo, load up top. Interesting. So if I want to declare an array, this is how I'm going to declare it. So int, then here I'm going to give it the number of what's the name, values that is going to be stored inside this array. This is going to be 10, so 10, 10, then it's going to be what equal to them. I'm going to name them. I'm going to list them. So let's say 7. etc. It's not 10, but just etc. So that's how an array works. So in an array, note that in an array, this, if I count an array, the list in an array is that it don't count from 1, count from 0. So this one is going to be what, 0. This is going to be 0. This is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So 10. So let's say I want to print out an array. I need to do see out. So yeah, sorry, that's 10. 1, 2, 3, 0, 1. Yes, it's not 10. Sorry. Okay, let's continue. Lots of silence. Let's find out what's wrong with this code one. So let me see. Let me try and monitor it to see what's wrong with this code. So let me see. Okay, I think I've corrected the code now. Let's try and see. Sorry for delaying. Sorry for delaying. Let's go to 7. Because 7 is equal to what? 7 is, if you're counting, is 0. That's why. That is it. Let's continue on. Then multi. Let's continue with the multi-dimensional arrays. What dimensional array? We have the two-dimensional arrays, which so we have the two-dimensional arrays. That one, an example is just, let's say int. Yeah. So that one is just like the rules should be 4. The rules should be 4 and the columns should be 5. That's it. Um, it was in two-dimensional array. We also have the three-dimensional array. That one is the same thing, but that one has the rule should be, let's say, 4. That one I'm going to add another one. Not to be lazy, so I'm going to 3D arrays. So that one's an example, which is the same example. But so that one means the rule should be 4, the column should be 5, and it should be deep by 6 times, right? Should be like 6 times. Yeah, that's let's start with the string. Hey, the structure, the structure. Sorry, my language. The structure. What's a structure? So, structure is just a user-defined, data type that groups together, different and together different variables with different, data types into one name. So an example is, let's say structure. So we want to extract, then name, then the data type. So I can say we need data type also. Say int num, right? Then um say character, right? I can also say character, so character, then add. So this is just a structure. So this is instead of me. So let's say I want to print it out. I want to print it in outer. I'm just going to say it this way. So it's going to, I can say it this way. So name can be equal to name can be equal to. When I'm done with this structure, then I'm just going to do this. If it's I can give a name to this structure and say I don't. If you want to call out this structure, you give it. If you want to call any data type in this structure and give it and initialize it or something. So I can just it's going to be let's see this ado this add then dot let's want to give want to call out the int number so in dot num. That's just it. So you want to print out so you in the draw see out this scene. That's it. So assigning um a member to it, assigning a member to it is the same thing. There's going to be just 23. Yes. So let me just use it. It's basically it. So if you want to see out it, you need to see out that. So if you oh, let me just do it that way. Don't complicate things. So I'm getting an error, right? Why am I getting an error? I might ask. I'm getting an error. Why am I getting an error? Let me see. Let me go through this code and see. Inside. See. I'm getting errors. Structure is a local scope. Structure is a local scope. So yes, structure is a local scope. It's not so since the local scope it's supposed to be if outside of the internet. Yet so. But I can also do this inside though, but on normal it's supposed to be outside of the internet. just came. I'm going to get errors too, yes, but I'm a beginner in this, so you should understand like why I'm getting errors. I'm a beginner in this, so we're all learning, right? So that's just basically a structure, structure. So let's go to union. First of all, let me just bring this thing back. Oh yeah, yeah. Let's go to a union. Union. So a union is basically it's a special type of user defined data type that allows you to store different data type in one what's the name memory space. So the difference between the two is um let's say int that then factor into into this is just an example of a union. There's going to be the union name, then that's it. So it's going to be union. What are the union name? So you close it. That's just creating a union. A union. Someone might ask, what's the difference between a union and um, um a character a structure. What's the difference between a union and a structure? So um, they both contain different data types, right? But one in a union, right, one member can access a variable like was like let's say three members can access one you know can have access to the same variable. One member of a union can get access to the same variable. That's the difference between a union and the character. That's to sum up my I want to sum up my discussion to your own. The structure, the structure arrays, the union, everything we learned today. I hope you understand. If you have any questions, you can DM me.